Very good morning once again, and thank you for staying tuned. I'm Suesha Sawant. With me is Ginny Narula. We welcome you back as you're watching Republic. We are tracking the latest news and updates from across the country and also what's making news across the globe. From a huge statewide protest that has been planned in Karnataka following Neha murder case to Arvind Kejriwal and K. Kavita's upcoming pleas in court, we'll get you the very latest in this edition.
And I'm Ginny Narula, and we shall also get you news from around the world. We'll take a look at a mysterious missile-like object found in the Dead Sea region of Israel in the middle of nowhere with some mysterious markings, and also dive into the world of sports and entertainment. But first up, as always, the headlines this morning.
Repolling at 11 booths in Manipur after gunfire was reported and EVMs were destroyed in violence.
As the nation gears up for phase 2 of elections, Prime Minister set to address mega rally in Aligarh today.
Prime Minister takes on the opposition, says Congress will give wealth to infiltrators and those with more children.
India demands justice for Neha. BJP calls for statewide protest in Karnataka. Muslim groups to observe Bandh.
Delhi High Court to hear Kejriwal's plea against ED's summons in connection to the Liquorgate case today.
Knife attack on board party boat along Brooklyn waterfront injures 3. No arrests made so far.
And well, viewers, the Arvind Kejriwal plea in court, that continues to be our top story. Delhi court today will hear Arvind Kejriwal's petition challenging the summons issued to him by the Enforcement Directorate. This in connection with the Delhi excise policy case, as the plea that is scheduled to be heard before the bench of Justice Suresh Kumar Kait and Justice Manoj Jain.
Absolutely, Suesha. Now, remember, the Delhi Chief Minister was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on March 21st after the High Court refused to grant him interim protection from action. Arvind Kejriwal approached the High Court in the wake of 9 summons issued by the ED, asking him to appear before it on March 21st. Now, joining us is my colleague Riyanka. Riyanka, very good morning to you. Now, Riyanka, we know that Arvind Kejriwal's plea is going to be heard in the High Court today, and he has skipped 9 summons earlier, and this is in connection with the Delhi liquor policy case. Take us through the details. When is the hearing likely to begin?
Well, absolutely. We know how Arvind Kejriwal has been non-cooperative and evasive during the investigation. This was, in fact, alleged by the Enforcement Directorate, that is probing the entire matter along with the CBI. And we know that Kejriwal has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in this case. You know, all of this is because Kejriwal had, in fact, he did not appear for the summons, the 9 summons that were given to him. He did not cooperate with the Enforcement Directorate, and earlier we know how during the 9th summon he had knocked the doors of the Delhi High Court, challenging the legality of the summons and also challenging on what grounds was the Delhi Chief Minister called in so many times by the Enforcement Directorate. Today, the Delhi High Court is all slated to hear this petition which was filed by Arvind Kejriwal challenging his summons. In the petition, Kejriwal has in fact gone ahead and questioned the applicability of the PMLA to political parties, and he has also alleged that the Enforcement Directorate is being weaponized. It is working on the behest of the central government, and especially during the election season. So these are the challenges that have been put forward by Arvind Kejriwal. These are the issues that have been raised. First, the applicability of the PMLA to political parties, and secondly, the Enforcement Directorate's usage that he is alleging to be weaponized by the central government before the election. We know how Arvind Kejriwal and his council had time and again argued in front of the several courts that have been hearing the petitions that the arrest, his remand and the summons are illegal. Earlier we saw how the Delhi High Court rejected the fact that Arvind Kejriwal went ahead and called his summons illegal. We know that the High Court had said that his arrest and remand are legal in process, and that the Enforcement Directorate has several voluminous evidences to arrest Kejriwal. Today we have to wait and watch what is the judgment or what happens during the hearing by the Delhi High Court, whether or not Arvind Kejriwal will get any respite from the High Court. We have to wait and watch for that. But as of now, we know that the Enforcement Directorate is building up or has built up a strong case against Arvind Kejriwal, and it has said that is indeed neck deep into investigation. We know at this point in time as well that how the Aam Aadmi Party is also backing continuously that Kejriwal is in the jail for non-legal reasons. They have gone ahead and challenged the fact that his summons were not legal as well. So today it is all depending on the Delhi High Court whether Kejriwal will face another setback or not. We will have to wait and watch for that.
All right, Priyanka, thanks for that update. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you as and when the hearing begins. Now, it remains to be seen whether the Delhi High Court will give Arvind Kejriwal some relief or no. Meanwhile, more news coming in on Arvind Kejriwal again this time, a day after Tihar Jail administration submitted a factual report as per the orders of the Delhi court regarding Arvind Kejriwal's health condition. They have also now submitted a report to Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena, with the Delhi court set to pronounce a verdict on the matter today. Tihar administration has attempted to debunk AAP's narrative around Delhi Chief Minister not getting his insulin in jail.
In fact, Guinea, let's tell our viewers that the Aam Aadmi Party's claims rest as per the purported treatment conducted by a private clinic in Telangana, following which Aam Aadmi Party workers gathered. They protested outside Tihar jail yesterday, this to demand Kejriwal to get the necessary treatment with insulin. However, after ED claimed last week that Kejriwal is purposely consuming sugar and oil-rich foods in jail that are sent to him from home, the agencies have argued that they are not the ones threatening Kejriwal's health condition.
Well, now with the Delhi court set to finally decide on the matter of Kejriwal's doctor consultations for Kejriwal, the political potboiler around the controversy continues to spiral. Here's a comprehensive report on what has happened so far, Suesha.
The political firestorm over the Delhi liquor policy scam case continues to grow. As Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court is all set to pronounce a judgment on the entire Kejriwal diabetes insulin saga, here is a look at what the Aam Aadmi Party has alleged so far. A day after Tihar Jail officials submitted the reports to Delhi court regarding Delhi Chief Minister's health condition, Lieutenant Governor Saxena asked Director General of Prisons to submit a report of Aam Aadmi Party's allegations that Arvind Kejriwal was being denied insulin inside jail. The medical report stated that Kejriwal informed the doctors that he had ceased taking insulin as advised by a doctor in Telangana. Contrary to AAP's claim, the report indicates that the entire narrative regarding Kejriwal's blood sugar level is solely based on treatment conducted by a private clinic in Telangana. AAP workers conducted a massive sit-in protest outside Tihar jail. The protesters were holding insulin doses to symbolically protest against Tihar jail administration.
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी 12 साल से डायबिटीज के मरीज हैं। कोई ऐसा डॉक्टर नहीं है जो इस बात को कहेगा कि 300 के शुगर लेवल पे इंसुलिन नहीं देना होता। हमें पता है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से नफरत है, लेकिन अब क्या आप उनकी जान लोगे? 300 शुगर लेवल पहुंच गया है।
Meanwhile, the indie bloc gathering also supported Kejriwal and even marked a chair for both Kejriwal and Hemant Soren, both of whom are under arrest. The indie rally named as Ulgulan Rally comes 3 weeks after the first indie bloc rally was held at Delhi's Ramlila Maidan, protesting against Arvind Kejriwal's arrest.
अरविंद जी को सत्ता से कोई मोह नहीं है, बस उन्हें तो देश की सेवा करनी है। जेल का ताला टूटेगा, अरविंद केजरीवाल छूटेंगे, हेमंत सोरेन छूटेंगे। 12 साल से इंसुलिन ले रहे हैं, 50 यूनिट हर रोज लेते हैं, लेकिन जेल में इंसुलिन नहीं देंगे। अरविंद जी बहुत बहादुर हैं, शेर हैं। जेल में भी उन्हें भारत माता की चिंता है।
As Aam Aadmi Party continues to raise the issue, alleging that Arvind Kejriwal is being slowly pushed towards death by denying him access to insulin, Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi has gone further to allege that this is a conspiracy to kill Kejriwal.
अपने शुगर लेवल को कंट्रोल में रखने के लिए अरविंद केजरीवाल जी रोज 54 यूनिट 54 यूनिट्स इंसुलिन के लेते हैं, और यही कारण है कि कोर्ट ने भी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को घर का खाना अलाउ किया, डॉक्टर द्वारा प्रिस्क्राइब्ड खाना अलाउ किया। लेकिन आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपने अनुषांगिक संगठन ईडी के माध्यम से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के स्वास्थ्य को बिगाड़ने की कोशिश कर रही है, उनका घर का खाना रोकने की कोशिश कर रही है।
Aam Aadmi Party leader Gopal Rai also lashed out at Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, asking them to not stoop in such politics that jeopardizes Arvind Kejriwal's life.
केवल हाथ जोड़ के इतनी ही विनती है देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी से, देश के गृह मंत्री जी से और एलजी साहब से, आपको राजनीति जितना करना है करिए। रोजाना आप चिट्ठी जारी करते हैं, करते रहिए। रोजाना मीडिया में बयान जारी करते हैं, करते रहिए। दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल की जिंदगी से मत खेलिए आप।
The AAP Supremo continues to teeter on the edge as Delhi court gears up today to pronounce a verdict on Kejriwal's plea, seeking directions from jail authorities to administer insulin and allow him a consult with his doctor through video conferencing daily for 15 minutes. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, we are shifting focus to Karnataka now. The Neha murder case in Karnataka's Hubli has sparked nationwide anger, with the BJP announcing a statewide protest in Karnataka today, even as Muslim groups will observe Bandh today.
The case that is related to the death of a Congress councillor's daughter in Karnataka's Hubli, who was stabbed to death by her former classmate, and this on her college campus itself. This happened last week, after which there has been a massive outpour of anger over the state's law and order machinery, over the lack of inaction.
Now, the entire issue has taken a political color as both Congress and the BJP attempt to point fingers over the politicization of the entire case. This also comes after BJP National President JP Nadda visited Congress corporator Niranjan Hiremath, the victim's father, yesterday after taking time off his campaign trail in Karnataka.
Now, the BJP that is all set to protest across the state today. We're getting you the latest updates on this story.
Days after the murder of Neha Hiremath, daughter of Congress corporator Niranjan Hiremath, the case has now snowballed into a political fight between the BJP and the Congress. The Saffron Party has suspected forceful conversion and has called for a statewide protest today. On Sunday, the state's Women Commission panel visited the kin of Neha Hiremath in Hubli. The panel, headed by Nagalakshmi, met the family members and sought details from them. The state's Women Commission has also demanded that the matter must be heard by a fast-track court. The women's panel member also claimed that she met the district collector and the higher education minister and condemned the incident.
Police is investigating the case. They are collecting the evidence. The government and the police, everyone wants the Neha's accused should get the punishment, and he's already in the judicial custody. Today when I met the commissioner, she completely elaborated the way they are collecting the evidences, and they are sure, the government and the police are sure to get the justice to the Neha.
Soon after the visit of the State Women's Commission, BJP National President JP Nadda, while on his campaign rally in Karnataka, paid a visit to the home of the deceased. After the visit, JP Nadda addressed a press conference and said that the people of Karnataka will not spare the current government for appeasement politics, and the state government should hand over this case to the CBI if the state police is not capable of carrying out a probe.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी समस्त परिवार इस घटना की घोर निंदा करता है और शोक संतप्त परिवार को संतावना भी देता है कि वो इस दुख भरी घड़ी में सारा देश उनके साथ खड़ा है, और पुलिस भी इस केस की बारीकियों में जाए, क्योंकि देश और जनता इंतज़ार कर रही है इस घटना की बारीकियों को सामने रखने के लिए और इसके इन्वेस्टिगेशन, थॉरो इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए। इसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन यदि स्टेट पुलिस असमर्थ है तो मैं सरकार को कहूँगा, प्रदेश को, कि वो सीबीआई को हैंडल करे।
Days after the brutal killing of Congress workers' daughter Neha Hiremath, the cries of justice continue to echo in Karnataka's Hubli district. The ABVP has continued to demand a strict punishment against the accused in the case. The BJP workers will hold a statewide bandh today in Karnataka. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And well, we now shift our focus as we get to the top election stories following incidents of violence that were reported from Manipur and other regions. The Election Commission has now decided to scrap the election that was held on 11 polling stations on the 19th of April. That was during the first phase of polling.
That's right, Suesha. In a bid to retain the integrity of the elections, Manipur Chief Election Officer has once again announced repolling on 11 polling stations in Manipur, which will be held today to decide the fate of the 2 Lok Sabha seats the state holds.
In fact, Guinea, that the state is poised to vote on the remaining assembly segment that is again in the second phase on the 26th of April, which is this Friday. We'll take a look at this report to give our viewers a sense of which are the constituencies that go in for repolling in the second phase.
Repolling will take place at 11 polling stations in Inner Manipur Lok Sabha constituency today. This comes after phase 1 of Lok Sabha voting in Manipur was mired by incidents of violence which were reported at some polling booths in Inner Manipur Lok Sabha. Following which, the Election Commission declared the polls held on these stations as null and void, announcing fresh polls being held today, the April 22nd. This comes after incidents of firing, intimidation, destruction of EVMs and booth capturing were reported from the conflict-hit state of Manipur. A person was also reported to be injured after firing and clashes were reported in Imphal on the election day. Despite this, the 2 Lok Sabha constituencies in Manipur saw a 72% voter turnout on April 19th during the first phase of election. All 32 assembly segments of Inner Manipur and 15 assembly segments of Outer Manipur voted on April 19th, the first phase. with the remaining 13 segments of Outer Manipur slated to vote on April 26th in the second phase of the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi condemned the Congress Party's adoption of the wealth redistribution agenda, equating it to the ideology of Maoists. While speaking at an election rally in Baswara in Rajasthan, Prime Minister Modi accused the Congress of aligning with ultra-leftists and urban Naxals.
Well, he also highlighted the concerns raised by former party members who asserted that the manifesto mirrors these radical ideologies. Listen in to the Prime Minister's most fiery attack.
पहले जब उनकी सरकार थी उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। इसका मतलब ये संपत्ति इकट्ठी करके किसको बांटेंगे? जिनके ज्यादा बच्चे हैं उनको बांटेंगे। घुसपैठियों को बांटेंगे। क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा? आपको मंजूर है ये कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो कह रहा है कि वो माताओं बहनों का सोने का हिसाब करेंगे, उसकी जड़ती करेंगे, जानकारी लेंगे और फिर उस संपत्ति को बांट देंगे और उनको बांटेंगे जिनको मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार ने कहा था कि संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। भाइयों बहनों, ये अर्बन नक्सल की सोच, मेरी माताओं बहनों, ये आपका मंगलसूत्र भी बचने नहीं देंगे, यहां तक जाएंगे मैं कहने आया।
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we shift our focus to what's making news across the globe. Just a couple of days ago, we informed you that US Congress had passed the historic aid package for Ukraine, Israel and other US allies, the multi-billion-dollar aid package that was stuck in the House for months. But now, Kenny, it has finally been cleared with the bill now reaching the US Senate.
Yes, Suesha. However, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, while enthusiastic about the bill's passage, is still pragmatic about the actual timeline of aid delivery, for which he has been waiting for over a year now. Let's dive in deeper to all this and more in our international segment. But first up, the headlines.
A relentless streak of violence and devastations that continue to plague Gaza as Israeli airstrikes claim the lives of at least 18 individuals.
Now, even with international condemnation growing, Israel has decided not to give in to criticism. Its war against Hamas has only gained momentum.
As the clashes continue in West Bank and other parts of the Strip, the toll on civilians is mounting. More on the latest developments in this report.
Israeli strikes on the southern Gaza city of Rafah overnight claimed the lives of at least 18 people, including 14 children. Since the beginning of the conflict, more than half of Gaza's population of 2.3 million has sought refuge in the southern city of Rafah. Despite international calls for restraint, Israel has time and again expanded its ground offensive in Rafah.
לצערי, עד עכשיו, כל ההצעות לשחרור חטופינו נדחו על הסף על ידי החמאס. ולכן אמר בצדק מזכיר המדינה האמריקני, החמאס סירב לכל ההצעות שהוגשו לו. לדבריו, הדבר היחיד שמונע עסקה לשחרור החטופים הוא החמאס. במקום לסגת מעמדותיו הקיצוניות, החמאס בונה על פילוג בתוכנו. הוא שואב עידוד מהלחצים שמופנים כלפי ממשלת ישראל. וכתוצאה מכך, הוא רק מקשיח את תנאיו לשחרור חטופינו.
The fresh round of airstrikes comes as US House of Representatives approved a $26 billion aid package, including $9 billion in humanitarian assistance for Gaza. Even as calls for sanctions against the Israeli state resonate globally, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has also reasserted his vow to increase his effort to dismantle Hamas.
בימים הקרובים נגביר את הלחץ הצבאי והמדיני על חמאס, כי זאת הדרך היחידה לשחרר את חטופינו ולהשיג את ניצחוננו.
A day earlier, IDF had released footage that displayed its operations in the West Bank region of Nur Shams refugee camp, where it claimed to have neutralized 10 terrorists. With no clear end in sight, the international community faces mounting pressure to broker a ceasefire and address the glaring humanitarian crisis that grips Gaza. Agency report, Republic TV.
On that note, it's time for us to slip into a very short commercial break. But Guinea, on the other side, we get our viewers the latest from the world of business. Do tell us what's lined up.
Well, the impact of the war in Middle East on global oil prices. This is what we'll be looking at.
And also how Tesla is slashing prices in a bid to boost global sales. This and much more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching the Morning Express with me, Rakshita Mishra, and my colleague Ginny Narula. We will get you a quick roundup of all the top stories from all the world, be it from sports, from business to the world of entertainment. We will get you the top stories, but first we take a look at the headlines. Ginny.
Yes, absolutely. Let's take a look at our top headlines at this hour.
Zelensky expresses gratitude to U.S. lawmakers for $61 billion aid.
Two men killed and 6 injured in a shooting at an unsanctioned public party in Memphis City Park, Tennessee.
Over 100 arrested as police dismantle pro-Palestinian protest camp at the Columbia University in New York.
Amid tensions after Iran's attack on Israel, hikers near Dead Sea find missile fragments.
D. Gukesh emerges youngest candidates winner, becomes the second Indian to qualify for the World Championship final.